Hello. We are discussing about GATE 1991 ECE paper, and the topic we are discussing is electronic devices. This is fifth one mark question came in GATE 1991. Look at the diagram. The diagram consisting of T1 and T2 transistors, and the configuration is symmetrical about both transistors. If you divide this circuit vertically, at that time T1 and T2 will be having the same configuration with same values, that is identical transistors. Discrete transistors T1 and T2 having maximum collector current rating of 0.75 amperes are connected in parallel as shown. This combination is treated as a single transistor to carry a current of 1 ampere when biased with self-biased circuits. When the circuit is switched on, T1 draws 0.55 amperes and T2 draws 0.45 amperes. If the supply is kept on continuously, ultimately it is very likely that A. Both T1 and T2 get damaged. B. Both T1 and T2 will be safe. C. T1 will get damaged and T2 will be safe. D. T2 will get damaged and T1 will be safe. The correct answer for this question is C. T1 will get damaged and T2 will be safe. We see the details now. Given information is, this is a circuit diagram given T1 and T2, and both will be treating as a single transistor, the combination, and given maximum collector current of T1 and T2 both are going to be 0.75 milliamperes. Maximum collector current rating of T1 and T2 is 7 as 0.75 milliamperes, and the combination of T1 and T2 is treated as a single transistor to carry a total current of 1 milliampere. So sum of both the transistor currents must be equal to 1 milliampere. When the power is switched on, T1 transistor is carrying a current of 0.55 milliamperes and T2 transistor carrying a current of 0.45 milliamperes. Both if you combine, what you will get is requirement is 1 milliampere. So the total 1 milliampere current is coming out of this circuit. By that time T1 contributes 0.55 milliamperes, T2 contributes 0.45 milliamperes when the circuit is switched on. If the supply is keep on continuously, then power dissipation across T1 increases because collector current of T1 is 0.55, that is more than the collector current of T2, which is 0.45. So power dissipation across the T1 transistor is going to be more than the power dissipation across T2 transistor. Whenever power dissipation across T1 increases, heat across that junction is going to be increases. Whenever heat increases, T1 gets more heated. By that time, heat is directly proportional to temperature. As temperature increases, IC0, reverse saturation current of T1 increases. As IC0 is going to be increases, collector current increases. Because we know collector current is a function of base current as well as reverse saturation current in case of common emitter. So as IC0 increases, IC of T1 increases. Again IC of T1 increases, power dissipation across T1 increases and T1 gets more heated, and again IC0 gets increases, which increases IC. So this is a cumulative cycle which makes IC to increase. But since the current supplied by both transistors is equal to 1 milliampere, whenever IC is going to be IC of T1 increases, that force the T2 transistor to reduce the collector current. So that since total current is constant at 1 milliampere, increasing IC of T1 forces IC of T2 to reduce. So IC of T1 keep on increases and IC of T2 keep on reduces to maintain a constant current of 1 milliampere. At one point, the increasing current IC may reach 0.75 milliamperes. By that time, the transistor gets breakdown because the maximum collector current capability of Q1 transistor is 0.75 only. But as IC1 is increasing from 0.55, it definitely reaches 0.75, and whenever it reaches 0.75, the transistor T1 burns out. By that time the current at the T2 transistor is 0.25 to maintain a constant current of 1 milliampere. So T1 gets damaged and T2 will be safe. So the correct option for this question is C. T1 will get damaged and T2 will be safe. Thank you.